This is the Zhiyun Fiveray M40SE, and this light just got a lot brighter. Now we have this one right here. This is the Zhiyun Fiveray M60 Ultra, and as the name implies, it's a 60-watt light compared to the 40-watt light on this one, and still in a very small, compact, almost pocket-sized LED light. And this light, it's bright. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over the main differences between these two lights so you can make an informed decision on which pocket-sized LED you would like to pick up for yourself. I also have another video comparing the Zhiyun M40SE versus the original M40. So if you want to check that video out, I'll be linking it in the description below. So in the box of the Zhiyun M60, we get a diffuser and a brand new for the first time in the M40 series, a honeycomb diffuser, the light, and a USB cable. Unfortunately, I was looking for this. The M40SE comes with one of these, a little ball head, and unfortunately the M60 does not come with that. So a minor thing, but at the same time I wish that they had included one of these. So yeah. So in terms of the body, the M60 is heavier than the M40SE, 430 grams versus 250 grams. And understandably so, because this one is a 60-watt light versus the 40-watt on this one. So the M60 is a little thicker. Width-wise is about the same, but it is a little longer than the M40. And side by side with the phone, this is what it looks like. Thickness wise, it's like maybe thickness of 2 phones, maybe a little bit more than 2. I'll be also comparing this with the Amaran Halo 60X, as well as the newer FS60. I don't know, I can't remember the exact name, but it's another 60-watt bicolor light. So I'll be comparing those 3 lights, the battle of the 60-watt lights, in another video. So subscribe if you want to check that out. I'm currently just testing those lights and just working on that video. So on the M40, you only had these knobs. This is how you turned on this light, like so. So there is very faint text indication here of the intensity and also the color temperature here. And once you have this set up on a stand, it's very hard to dial in exactly that color temperature because you have to really come in here, and I need to use this light here just to see what color temperature I'm at. But on this one, the way you turn this on is it's this little lever right here, which I actually quite enjoy because it's a lot harder for this to accidentally turn on if you have this in the camera bag. And you get a little screen now here where you're able to see exactly what color temperature you're at. You can adjust that color temperature. You're able to toggle between the color temperature, intensity, green and magenta shift. Use this other button to adjust the specific values for that. You press in once and now you're able to toggle between the different modes. This is HSI mode. What I like about this little display is that we get a color wheel, and there is a little indicator inside that color wheel that tells you which section of that color wheel you're currently at, which is pretty neat. You get RGB. Again, I also like that there is a little red square that indicates the color that you're at right now. And as I adjust that, that little square changes color as well. We get now effects, and because this is RGB, you can use fireworks, disco with actual RGB colors, as opposed to some of the effects on the other lights that are only by color. So yeah, having this screen is definitely a huge improvement in my opinion for this kind of pocket LED light. The color temperature range on the M60 is also a little bit wider as well. So on the M40SE, your color temperature range was from 2700 Kelvin all the way to 8500 Kelvin. On the M60, that color temperature range goes all the way from 2500 Kelvin all the way up to 10,000 Kelvin. So the CCT range has improved as well. Another brand new feature that the M60 has is that it has mesh control, and it has like the master and slave function. So if you were to have 2 of these lights, you're able to control another light using this light. Unfortunately, I only have one of these lights, so I'm not able to test that feature, but Zhiyun claims that you're able to do that if you had more than one of these lights. This has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery, and what that means is that you get about 160 minutes of runtime, and at full power you get between 30 to 40 minutes of battery life. This battery on the M40SE, it's a lot smaller. It is a 2600 milliamp hour battery, and at full power you're able to get about 42 minutes. The cooling system has been upgraded as well on this one. You get to see this little fan. You had a little fan in there as well on the M40SE, but yeah, apparently it's a more efficient cooling technology. Let me turn this on to 100% and let's see if this fan turns on. So while I wait for this fan to turn on, right now at 100%, and also, okay, yeah, the fan turned on after about a minute or so, or 2 minutes of this being at 100%. And the fan is actually surprisingly quiet. I can hear it a little bit when I put it right next to my ear. I'm gonna put it into my mic, see if you can hear it. So I'm not sure if you can hear that, very quiet. I can barely hear it at a distance like this. You can only hear it like this. Another thing about this light is that you get magnetic attachments here in the corners. So you're able to easily attach these lighting modifiers. So you have a little plastic diffuser over here that you can attach like so, and a honeycomb diffuser like so. You can attach, you can also like stack them up. And I'm gonna show you what these diffusers look like as a key light on me. So just in a second. The M40SE did not have those magnetic attachments. So the way you attach your diffusers was just trying to fit them into the light like so. So on the M40SE and even on the M40, you do not have app control, but on the M60 Ultra, you do. You can use Zhiyun's Vega app, Fiveray M60. So connects seamlessly right here, and yeah, app control, and I'm able to access all of these settings that I want directly from the app. Still, one gripe that I have with the app for these Zhiyun lights is still that there is no way, at least that I can see, that you can access the effects directly from the app. So you have to go direct to the light to adjust those. So this is at about 10% power without any of the diffusers. Bright, but a little harsh on me. Now let's try it with this. So again, as expected, lighting output has decreased, but it has been softened. So I'm just gonna increase that to around about 25%, 30%. I'm starting to get a pretty decent exposure here in my face, so that's not bad. This is at 45%, so it's not too bad. Now let's add in the honeycomb. So this is what it looks like without this, just the honeycomb grid. Let's lower that back to 10%. So less harsh than without the honeycomb grid, but still a little bit harsh. Add this back and just to see what it looks like. So now we got the combo, both of these diffusers. I have to increase the intensity of the light a lot more now just to get proper exposure on me. So I have to go all the way to about 100 right now. Yeah, so once you have both diffusers on, you lose a lot of lighting output, but you get much softer light. In order to not have this run at 100%, maybe at about 80 and still have more exposure or better exposure for me, I'll have to bring this a little closer to me. And this is just right here, just right in the corner off frame, 80%, and it's a lot nicer. In terms of price, the Zhiyun M40SE is about $79 US. Sometimes you can find it on sale. The M60 Ultra is currently $130 US. In my opinion, that's a very accessible price for a light that has 60 watts of power in such a small and compact size. If you're looking for a pocket size LED light, a really small light that is also very bright, this one is definitely a good one to go for. So that's it for today's video. Let me know if you currently have a pocket size LED light, which one do you have? And if you're still around, here are a couple more videos you could watch next, and I'll see you there.